I remember William Raspberry, the veteran Washington Post correspondent, saying to some of us some years back, he said, "We have forgotten the difference between problems and enemies. Focusing on the enemy diverts time and energy from the search for solutions. And we need to ask ourselves, if I defeat the enemy in the battle I have engaged, will my problem be any closer to a solution? By treating people as potential allies rather than enemies, we can focus on solving problems instead of continuing to glare at each other from self-righteous and isolated positions." Well, in Richmond, like in many cities, there is a breakdown of trust between the business community, the corporate community, and the communities that they serve. And in Richmond, our daily newspaper, the Richmond Times-Dispatch, was regarded as enemy number one by many people. And a long 150-year history of racist bias. It had been a rabid supporter of massive resistance against school integration. And it consistently attacked the new African-American city council majority. But we said to ourselves, naming the enemy does not solve the problem. That newspaper is not going anywhere. It's a family-owned newspaper. It's the only newspaper we've got. So we sent an interracial team to go and meet with their senior editors to share our vision of Richmond and to invite them to be part of that vision. They were a little bit surprised because they were used to people attacking them. And the result of that was that a leading reporter arranged for 5 senior editors to meet in our home with a group of 30 citizens to discuss the newspaper's responsibility to the community. Editors and reporters began to take part in our dialogues and community forum. Managing editor called me up one day and said, "Would you take 20 of our staff on a tour of Richmond's history to sensitize them to the community that they're writing about?" I think it's fair to say that many impartial observers would say that over the years, the news coverage has become much more responsive to community needs and concerns. In fact, the executive editor told me just before he retired, he said, "I get irate calls from readers every day who say, 'This is not the Times-Dispatch that I grew up with.'" He said, "I take great pride in that."